Okay, so in this tutorial I'm going to look at factorization. So factorization, we factorize using three different techniques. So first, we can factorize using difference of two space where it can be applicable. So what I'm saying is one, we factorize using difference of two squares. Difference of two squares. Difference of two squares. That's number one. So difference of two squares says a squared minus b squared is equal to a squared minus b squared is equals to a minus b close bracket a plus b, like this. So a squared minus b squared is equals to a minus b multiplied by a plus b. So just change sign. Yeah. So for example, question on June 2014 paper 2. So June 2014 paper 2. The question says factorize completely x squared minus 1. So to factorize this question, we apply difference of two squares. So difference of two squares says a squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b a plus b. So in this case 1 is a square number, so we write it as x squared minus 1 squared. So 1 squared is just 1. Therefore difference of two squares says a minus b. So in this case is x is our a minus our b is 1, like this, and the other bracket x, then change sign, plus 1, like this. So this will be our answer. So on June 2014 paper 2, this was supposed to be a solution. So also on that question paper June on November 2014 paper 2, it says factorize completely factorize completely y plus x squared minus 4. So this is a question, and also we apply difference of two squares on this, since this is a square and 4 is also a square number. So what we can write, we write it is y plus x squared minus 4 is 2 squared, like this. Therefore we can say this, now we can apply difference of two squares, in which we say y plus x minus 2, so the bracket, and the other bracket y plus x then plus 2, like this. Factorize this question. Okay, so this is how we use difference of two squares to factorize this. So lastly, our question is from June from June from June 2019. June 2019. it says factorize completely p squared minus 4. P squared minus 4. So to factorize this, also 4 is a square number, so you say p squared minus 4 is 2 to the power 2, like this. So 2 to the power 2. So now we use different of two squares, which you say p minus 2 and the other p plus 2. So this is how we use difference of two squares solve this kind of questions. This is all about difference of two squares. So now let's jump into the second part, which is what we call trinomials. So trinomials, which mean 3. So 3 terms, which we factorize 3 terms. So we're gonna say trinomials. Okay? Trinomials. Yeah. So on trinomials, we have 3 things. So to factorize this kind of question, like example is from June 2018, paper 2. So from June 2018, paper 2. So June 2018, paper 2. So to solve this equation, the equation says 3a squared plus 7a minus 6, then asks to factorize completely this trinomial. So to factorize this, first we have to multiply this and this. So 3 multiplied by 6, 3 multiplied by 6, we get negative 18. So it's negative 18. Then this is negative 6 times negative 6 times 3a squared. So get negative 18a squared here. Therefore, the second part is to find the factors, or find manamba ekuti multiply anotipa 18. So to find those numbers, to get 18 is 9 times, so it's negative 18, so 9 times negative 2. Since there is an a squared, so it's a. So 9a times negative 2, you get negative 18a squared. So here we are now going to use these values on this. So there's a 7a there, so and we have 9a and 2 a negative 2a. So to get 7a, a positive 7a, we are going to subtract a negative 2a from 9a. Therefore it will be it will be 3a squared. 3a squared. Then we are going to replace 7a by 9a minus 2. So again say positive 9a minus 2a. Then the last part is negative 6. So we're going to say negative 6. So this 9a minus 2a, we get a 7a, which is there. So now what we're going to do is to fetch out, or just to find the like terms. So now we're going to divide it. It's now 4 things. So now we're going to divide it into 2. So apo takutasa kuti number wanga kwese number no a factor of 3 and 9 is 3. So we're going to factor out 3 on numbers, and this a factor of a squared and a is a. So it's a. Then to get a 3a squared, we need to multiply 3a by another a. Then to get a 9a, on which we have 3a, you're going to multiply 3a by a positive 3, like this. Then here you have negative 2a minus 6, so a common sign here is minus, then a common number in open bracket, so a factor of 2 and 6 is 2. So 2, to get a 2a in which we factor negative 2, you need an a. Then also you get a negative 6, you need a positive 3. Since negative 2 times 3, we get a negative 6. Okay, like this. So now our brackets must be the same, like a plus 3 and a plus 3. So now what we are going to do is to collect this and this to be one, to be in the same bracket. So it's now you can write it as 3a minus 2, like this. Then this bracket and this are similar, so we'll only write it once, like a plus 3, like this. So now we factorize this question. This is how we factorize this question, which was on June 2018, paper 2. So this is a trinomial question, or a 3-term factorisation question. So to go, let's look at another example which came in November 2019, paper 2. On November 2019, paper 2. So the question says factorize completely 6y squared minus 10y plus 4, like this. So similarly, first thing we are going to multiply these two. So 6 times 4, we get 24, positive 24. So there's a y squared there, so it's positive 24. So 6y squared times 4, we get a positive 24 y squared, like this. So the other thing is to find the factors of 24, or the numbers in which we multiply and we get a positive 24. So this number is 6 and 4. So 6 multiplied by 4, we get a 24, and we have a y squared, so it's y and y. So 6y times 4y, get a positive 24y squared, like this. So now we are going to use these two tools. Okay, so the thing is, there is a 6y and there's a negative 10 here. So to get a positive 24, you can say negative 6 by negative 4. So negative 6 by negative 4, we get positive 24. So to get a negative 10, it's negative 6 minus 4. So now we're going to substitute the value of on place of negative 10, we're going to substitute minus 6 and minus 4, in which I'm going to say 6y squared, so it's 6y squared minus 6y minus 4y plus 4, like this. So negative 6y negative 4y is a negative 10y, which is on the middle. So now we're going to factor out, just to split. So on this side, find number common. So number common happened is 6. Then factor of y squared and y is y. And to get a 6y squared, we need another y. And to get a negative 6y, which we have a positive 6y, we need to multiply a positive 6 by a negative 1. like this. Similarly here, number in common question is 4, and also the sign in a power is power, negative and positive is a negative. So we're going to figure out negative y, and to get a negative 4y we need another y, because negative 4 times y, then we get a negative 4y. So now we need a positive 4. So to get a positive 4, you need to have a negative 4. I need to multiply a negative by a negative, so negative 1, like this. So now my brackets are fanana, y minus 1 and y minus 1. So the last answer is to write our final answer, which is, we're going to say 6y minus 4 inside one bracket, and the other y minus 1. So this is how we solve the trinomials. This is how we solve the trinomials. This. Therefore, now we are going to look at the last part, which is grouping. Or if we have 4 terms, if there are 4 terms in our question, or 2 terms, so we are going to group the like terms, or collect the like terms, and then factor out something, or going to just factor out the common variables. So in which, right now, I'm going to say so this is grouping. It's grouping. In which we will be given 4 terms. Okay. For example, a question from June 2016. June 2016. June 2016. Says factorize completely. K squared plus kh, then minus kp plus then minus hp like this. So to factorize this question, first we're only going to split them. So here k squared and kh, a common variable or a common letter in k squared, and or a factor of k squared and kh is k. Okay, so to get k squared, you need to multiply k by another k, and also to get a kh, we need to multiply to get a positive kh, we need to multiply k by a positive h, like this. Similarly, the sign in common question is a negative. So and the variables in common question the p. So to get a negative kp, in which you have a negative p, you need to multiply a negative p by another k, and also to get a negative hp, in which you get a negative p, you need to multiply by a positive h, like this. So now our brackets are the same, and we are going to present our answer is k minus p, and the next bracket is k plus h, like this. So this will be the final answer to this. So I think I'm going to do the last question, which was from November 2011, paper 1, which was only for factoring out. So it was a combination of factoring out and difference of two squares. So the question says factorize completely 3x cubed, 3x cubed minus 12x like this. So to factorize this, first we have to factor out. So to factor out a factor of 3 and 12, which is 3. So a factor of x cubed, and x is x here. So to get 3x cubed, we need to multiply 3x by x squared. Then to get a negative 12, in which we have 3, we need to multiply by negative 4. So negative 3x times negative 4, we get a negative 12x, like this. So therefore, now we are going to use difference of two squares inside these brackets, since 4 is a square number, which I'm going to say 3x bracket of x squared, and negative 4 just the same as 4 is just 2 squared, like this. So now we're going to perform different two squares inside these brackets, and say, so now that's 3x being multiplied by x minus 2 and x plus 2, like this. So this will be final answer to this. So guys, thank you for watching my videos, and subscribe and like, and also comment for more.